Welcome to Conversations Live. For more than a decade, we've brought you the best in books, entertainment, celebrity interviews, and current events. When the movers and shakers of the world have something to say to you, they say it to us first. Now celebrating 17 years of broadcasting success, here's your host, Cyrus Webb.
And welcome back, everyone, to Conversations Live. I'm your host, Cyrus Webb. Glad you all could join us once again, both for our radio audience and those tuning in online through our friends at iHeartRadio. We're glad you all could be with us as well. Amelie Anstett is making her first appearance on our program today to talk to us not only about her love of entertaining, but also what it's been like for her to inspire her fans along the way. People have gotten to know her because of her love of dancing and even acting. We'll talk to Amelie about that, but also what she's looking forward to as we're kind of crawling out of 2020 and looking forward, and how you guys can stay connected with her as well. Amelie, thank you so much for the time today. Really appreciate it.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited.
Well, look, I'm excited to speak with you. So I was telling Amelie before we began the segment, I was semi-stalking her on YouTube for two reasons. One, to be able to watch some of her dance videos, but two, to make sure I was pronouncing her name correctly. So, Amelie, I want to start there. I mean, what has it been like for you to kind of reflect on this journey for you when it comes to dancing and acting and being able to do what you love over the years?
I mean, yeah, it's been honestly so surreal. I started dancing when I was about 7 years old, and it really just started out, I loved performing, and I would always, even when I was 3, I would go in my grandparents' living room and just dance for everyone, and my goal was always to make people smile. Always, my whole life, that's been such a passion of mine, is making people happy. So at 7, I finally found dance through kind of gymnastics. I didn't love gymnastics, but I was like, wait, let's dance. So from there is kind of how I got started, and teachers started pulling me into other different styles of dance, and I started just doing everything. And I mean, I fell in love with it beyond, it's beyond my passion. It's amazing. So that's kind of how I got started, and it's crazy because I always thought I would just kind of stick with dance, of course, but I didn't know it would kind of blow up to what it is now. So it's crazy to look back and be like, wow, I was just a little girl in the studio. Now I'm out in LA getting to do and having all these opportunities. So it's really amazing. I'm so grateful for everything.
Yeah. And Amelie, it seems like you just have a love of music and movement in general, right? Because as I said, as I looked at videos from you from YouTube and even on your Instagram, we're going to let people know how to find you there. You dance to all different types of music. Do you just like the idea of being able to create through music?
Yeah, it's something that is I can hear a song and it's suddenly, rather than, of course, I hear the beats and the lyrics, but it's the melody of it. You can hear the story that the artist is trying to show you. And I think such a big thing for me is that I do every style of dance, and it's a way for me to kind of express myself through maybe what I'm dealing with or what a friend's dealing with. And it's really cool that I can kind of tell a story through dance, and that's definitely how I cope with a lot of things. And yeah, it's definitely what I do all the time.
Yeah. Well, I think, for people who have been following you online, and I think, for people who aren't, of course, you guys can find her at Amelie Anstett on Instagram.
Yeah.
That is one of the places, Amelie, I noticed, even going back 4 years, I know that seems like a lifetime ago right now, but, what is that like for you to kind of look at where you were 4 years ago and now where you are today when it comes to dancing?
I mean, yeah, exactly. It's crazy. I started my Instagram, I want to say I was 12 when I started it, and I was just literally posting random little things with my family, and then I really started kind of getting into the dancing and everything, and I started posting all these dance videos and dance pictures, and now it's just escalated so much where I do professional videos and train at all the big studios, and now Instagram just today released, I'm actually a creator on it. I got to kind of be a tester and everything for it, and it's called Reels, and it's just basically tons of videos of what you want to do, and I've been posting a lot of dance videos on there, so now I'm so excited to share that with everyone too.
Yeah. Has that kind of sunk in for you, Amelie, that you now literally have fans around the world?
It really, it hasn't, just because it's crazy. I'll be walking around and you'll be like, oh my God, are you Amelie? And I'm like, whoa, I am Amelie, but it just doesn't it doesn't sink in, because it's I'm just so grateful for everyone, because without them, I wouldn't be anywhere. So it's it's so cool. When I get DMs saying all these really sweet things, it's just so fun. I love interacting with all the fans and everything, because it's online friends. I don't even look at them as fans. I look at them as friends and people that I get to meet and talk to and learn about them as well.
Yeah, and I know they appreciate that as well. For those who are just tuning in, he's on the radio slider online. You're listening to Conversations Live. We're excited to welcome Amelie Anstett to our program today. We're talking to Amelie not only about her love of dancing and acting, but also what it's been like for her to share that with all of you. So people got to know you for the dancing first, Amelie. What about the acting? How did that come about?
So what's really cool about the acting is, like I said, I always loved performing for everyone. And when I was about 9, maybe 8, I started doing theater in my town as well, kind of mixing the dancing with the acting. And I loved it so much, but it really wasn't a big focus of mine. And then recently, as I started going out to LA about a year and a half ago, I started kind of traveling out there because I started getting a lot of opportunities and everything, and people reaching out. And it was still just dance. And then soon enough, all these networks were like, do you do acting as well? And I was like, yeah, I do. And, recently here, a few months back, I booked the role of Sadie, and that's on the amazing, amazing series Chicken Girls alongside Annie LeBlanc and Hayden Summerall and all these amazing teen sensations. So I was so honored to be able to join the cast, and, yeah, that's how I got into that. And I actually play a mean girl, which is super funny because it's totally opposite from how I am in real life, but it's really, really cool to get to tap into, a totally different person.
Right. And speaking of that, part of what you have been able to let us into, and even your audience as well, Amelie, as I noticed on one of your YouTube videos, you were kind of doing almost like an Ask Amelie type of event where people got to ask you questions or even misconceptions about you. Has that been one of the interesting things, how people kind of make up their own stories about you without even getting to know you first?
For sure. I think especially now, recently, it's been so funny to hear all the little kind of assumptions that they come up with. It's really cool. And a lot of people originally thought, when the show first came out, some people were like, oh, I wonder if she's mean in real life, or is she are her and Annie actually enemies? And then they saw that we're actually really amazing friends and that I'm totally not like that. But, it's kind of hard because you see all these different things and you kind of see the TV side or the dance side, and you go and start to make kind of the assumptions and stuff. So what I really like about social media is that I'm able to show everyone who I really am and kind of answer their questions. On Instagram and stuff, I do a lot of Q&As, and I'm actually doing a new IGTV video that's going to do a new Q&A, kind of an updated one. So I'm really excited for that.
Yeah. And as far as inspiration, Amelie, you've been able to share that even with your post, kind of encouraging your own audience. How does that feel to know that by your pursuing your own dreams, that you're able to encourage other people to do the same thing?
I mean, that feeling, honestly, waking up every day and getting those, like I said, the DMs or the comments that I made someone's day happy, or I helped change the way they look at life. I mean, it's so surreal, and the feeling I get, I feel so grateful and just honored with all of it. And that's honestly my goal using my platform, is to just really be able to help others kind of with whatever they're going through and just making them happy. Positivity is something that I look at so much. And then my other motto is to be original, because I think that's really important, to just be yourself and be who you truly are, and don't let others tell you how to be, because that's not what's going to get you somewhere in life. It's who you really are.
That is so true, and I think you're setting a great example of that, Amelie. So you mentioned, of course, being able, to book this role. I mean, you have your fans being able to support that. What else should our audience be on the lookout for from you?
I actually have so many new things that I'm working on. Of course, with COVID and the pandemic that's going on right now, it's been really hard because I was out just in the beginning of March, I was filming a super new big project, and of course it got postponed right now, so we were working on it, and now it's stopped, so we're just waiting for that to resume. And I've also been doing a lot here at home and online, and there's so many new things coming out that I can't say yet, but super soon I should be able to announce them. And then another big one is the new IG Reels that just got announced. So everyone should definitely go check those out, because that's going to be definitely a big new thing, and I'm really excited to be one of the people on it.
Well, Amelie, I'm excited to be able to have you on our program. Really excited for the journey you've been on, and thank you so much for sharing it with us. I mentioned it earlier, but let our audience know how they can stay connected with you.
Yes, thank you so much, Cyrus, for having me. And you guys can check me out on all social medias at Amelie.Anstett. That's AMELIE.ANSTETT. I'm on all platforms, and yeah, I would love to get to connect with you guys. DM me if you guys have any questions or anything. I love talking to everyone and just getting to know everyone.
All right. Well, Amelie, congratulations to you again, and looking forward to our next conversation together.
Me too, Cyrus. Thank you so much for having me. It was a pleasure talking to you.
Oh, the pleasure is definitely all mine. And I thank you, our audience, for tuning in to another great segment of Conversations Live. Until next time, I'm your host, Cyrus Webb, saying, as always, enjoy your day, enjoy your life, enjoy your world. Thank you all for choosing Conversations Live today. Let's make today amazing. Take care.